everyone, my name is Marie Belkins and I am a sophomore here at the University of Tennessee, and I would like to make a little disclaimer at first. I don't have a lighthearted topic, so if I do make you feel uncomfortable, you can leave. So who here has heard of the right to die? Okay, and who actually thinks you do have the right to die? Well, if you said yes, you're actually wrong. Because even though we do live in a quote-unquote free world, here in Tennessee you do not actually have the right to die. You might be thinking of suicide by yourself, and it's actually illegal, and you can be tried criminally if you fail to commit suicide. And who is to say that I can or can't die? And who's to say that? And what is the right to die? It's also referred to as physician-assisted suicide, death with dignity, or human euthanasia. The right to die is to be legally able to be put to death because you are terminally ill. It's sometimes referred to as a mercy killing, which most of you have probably heard of, if I had to assume. And the first one I'm going to talk about is physician-assisted suicide, which is basically where a physician will prescribe a patient a drug in which will allow them to peacefully die in the comfort of their own home or wherever they choose. However, the drug has to be administered by the patient themselves. The doctor cannot be present or give you the drug, or else then it can be malpractice. And human euthanasia isn't as lighthearted, I guess. It allows for the physician to euthanize a person legally, actually putting them to sleep just like you would think of with your dog. And today I will be informing you about what the right to die is here in the US versus in different countries. In the US, citizens have the right to physician-assisted suicide, but not human euthanasia. And we have the rights to those in Washington, Oregon, Colorado, Hawaii, Vermont, Montana, California, and the District of Columbia. Notice I said assisted suicide because it's not euthanasia. Nowhere in the US is that legal. And there's a lot of controversy when it comes to this topic, and I'm sure most of you are thinking that right now. Should it be legal? Is it ethical? And whose decision ultimately is it? Well, there's many arguments, and the main argument is if someone wants to die, they're going to no matter what. So why shouldn't they get to die a peaceful death? And that was the argument of a Supreme Court justice whenever it was being debated if it should be legalized across the United States. But they decided as of no, and that it is just a state matter. But so why wouldn't you allow a terminally ill patient to die with some dignity in their own home comfortably instead of in the hospital, hooked up to a bunch of machines, being pumped full of lethal medicines anyway? Well, in other countries, physician-assisted suicide is legal in Switzerland, Germany, and Canada. I'm going to be more focused on human euthanasia, and that is practiced in the Netherlands, Belgium, Colombia, Luxembourg, Australia, and Japan. And Japan is the one I will be talking about in relation to the United States. For euthanasia to be legal in Japan, there has to be 3 requirements that are met. You have to be within imminent time of death, so meaning that you're close to death, and it's no doubt about it that you're going to die within a reasonable amount of time. You have to be in physical pain, and you have to have the patient's sincere request, which I feel is obvious. But euthanasia is put into 5 categories in Japan. There's not just one plain and dry. The first one is pure euthanasia, in which the doctor makes a patient comfortable without making their death closer. So they're just gonna, what you probably hear of older people, we're just gonna make you comfortable. That's all we can do. Because in the US, that is all you can do. But indirect euthanasia is the second one, and it is where they give you drugs to increase your time of death, where you might live a month, but now you might only live a week. The third one is the most common that you would normally hear of, which is active euthanasia, and that is where the doctor will remove your pain by killing you with lethal drugs. And then the fourth one is passive euthanasia, where the doctor just doesn't perform any life-extending measures. So they don't put you on life support, they don't give you any drugs or anything. And the fifth is one we've talked about, which is physician-assisted suicide, which is pretty much available in every country that has euthanasia, and plus the ones I've talked about earlier. So how do you feel the US should handle this issue? I mean, it's a very controversial topic, so should we adopt Japan's ways, or should we keep it how we have it? Or should it be up to the states like it is now? No matter how you feel about this problem, I would just like to say thank you for allowing me to inform you on this controversial topic. Thank you.